when the actual practice was corrupted, the word Allah was also corrupted at that time. So that's the answer to sister's question. Your question is regarding other words used in other languages. In the Quran we have this ayah which says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed His wahi to every people before this in their language. So we have the Hebrew, and we have what we have in the Quran is not the entirety of the prophets who came. So each prophet came with his own wahi in the language of the people to whom he was sent, and whatever the names were used in their scripture, in their revelation, we don't know. We have some idea from the Hebrew and Suryani, Aramaic, but we don't know other languages. At least I don't.
What's the word in Aramaic or Hebrew?
Like Yahweh, we have those living, their languages are still living, but there are lots of languages which have disappeared. And because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said there has never been a people to whom He did not send wahi, and Allah knows best, but I am personally quite convinced that whatever we see left in the lives of the Aboriginal people here in North America and South America, those things could not have been human constructions. There must have been revelation, there must have been prophets here as well, long centuries ago, in their languages, and the words we don't know. We have to know their languages.
And this is my own confusion, please forgive me. Quran was revealed in Arabic, which we call now classical Arabic, which is lost. How does this correlate? Like, I mean, if it's in a language, that language should have been preserved too. But that classical Arabic is lost now.
So two clarifications here. Number one, the Quran was not revealed in classical Arabic. The Quran says it was revealed in Arabic Mubin, clear Arabic. And that clear Arabic has not been lost.
So where is it spoken right now? Or
no, spoken, no. The language with which people go and buy their fruits and vegetables and whatever, colloquial languages have always been different from scholarly languages. In all cultures, in all civilizations, there are several levels of language always. The Quranic Arabic is still the language. It has always been the language of scholarship. It is still the language of scholarship. On the Quran, on the fiqh, on everything. It's still being written, it's being spoken, scholars are interacting with it. The languages we see in the bazaars of Homs and even Mecca and Medina, they are not the Quranic languages. But it's not true that the Quranic language, Arabic Mubin, has been lost. It's still a living language among people who deal with that language.
So if
you are to learn, you can still learn it.
Where?
In the Madaris. In the Madaris, they still teach the same language of the Quran. We study our tafsirs in the same language. We have hundreds of tafsirs in the same language. They are not colloquial language. They are not the bazaar language. So we can still, it's still living language. What has happened, it's a very important question, mashallah. What has happened is the following. The language, it's in every civilization, but in the Muslim civilization, in all societies, in all cultures, the percentage of people who are literate, the percentage of literate people in pre-modern times was much smaller than it is now. Much smaller. But those people who were literate, the percentage of those people who knew classical Arabic or the Arabic Mubin was much higher than it is now. So this empowerment that happened mostly through colonization, because when the French came, the British came, they said that jobs are only for the people who know English or French, So people shifted. And this proverb in Urdu, Pade Farsi Beche Tel, the one who studies Persian is only good to sell oil. Although even that proverb has, and if you are selling oil now, you are a rich people. But at that time, it meant the poorest of the poor. He's just good for selling oil for the kerosene lamps, not this oil that we talk about. So this connection between money, opportunities, all of those things, and we cannot restore it now, because in the Arab world, for example, in many countries, the jobs are available for those who speak Arabic, but that Arabic is not what as you said, is not what empowers them to understand this ocean of knowledge that is in Arabic Mubin, the same language as it was in the Quran. So it's a great tragedy. Inshallah, if there are no other questions, yes?
Sorry.
Yes, no, please.
You also mentioned during the time that Hijra, a question arose if the Quran was created or uncreated. And if it was uncreated, it is eternal, but there can only be one creator. Who is eternal? One thing who is eternal, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But isn't the Quran also the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So doesn't that mean that is eternal as well?
The last part is?
So isn't the Quran the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so is that not meaning that it is eternal because it is from
Right. So again, the question, I need to repeat it for the audience on the Zoom call. The question is, if the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then is it not eternal? So the answer that, inshallah, we'll go deeper into it next time, but the answer that was given is that this question is invalid. This whole debate, look at the brilliance of these scholars. Instead of getting into this trouble of answering and then somebody counter-answering, no, this question is invalid. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said this is His kalam, this is His speech, and speech is an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that all the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are His attributes of the Zat. So next time when we go into the matan of the Aqidah, they divide it into number one, the very first is the wujud, is the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's only one single being. Everything else is the attribute of that being. And speech is one of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Qur'an. Therefore, this question is totally invalid, they said. Inshallah, we stop here. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. يا الله أنت حليم كريم عظيم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن العظيم. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن العظيم. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Please read the text on the in the resource part. Jazakallah.